And what is the deal, Raider Nation? Once again, you're back for another live episode of Raider Rundown. We back again for another Thursday. So you know what time it is, man. We got to go over some of the glaring topics, right? Going over the Las Vegas Raiders. You know, we're going to talk about the Jimmy G injury. That's one. Right after that, and we're going to get into what Davantae is saying and how we feel about that. You know, talk about little intricacies of the offense. And then I want to touch on a little bit of that Hondo Carpenter article that he wrote, you know, talking to a couple of NFL GMs, right, about the Raiders offense. So without further ado, man, I got some great guests for the panel that's coming in later. Got a great guest already here. So at the end of the day, man, we about to get it cracking. So once again, let's go ahead and get this intro started and let's get the show cracking.
As a young guy, I had a dream that someday I would build the finest organization in professional sports.
What's happening, man? Like I said, you're back for another live episode. So check it out, man. For the guest I have right now for the panel, right? One of my cool friends right here out of the Raider community, man. Dude is killing it right here, man. He's gonna have some merch for y'all, and he getting his YouTube started right now. But somebody who I respect very highly, my boy CT, aka Real Man of Raiders. What's happening, my boy?
What is up? What is up, man? Thank you for having me.
Man, of course, man. Anytime I can get somebody on the show, exactly, especially somebody like yourself, definitely a blessing, man. So definitely, man. I want to touch on some of these topics that we got going on for the Raider Nation. But once before we do that, right, I want to get your thoughts on the win against the Patriots, right? What do you think about that? How did you feel about the win against the Patriots?
I was happy with the win. You know, Brian Hoyer went in there and he did his job. You know, I can't really say anything more than that.
Right.
Kind of disappointed that Jimmy went out again because I was hoping to see some type of like chemistry, you know, start to build between the offense. But I mean, with his history, I mean, we kind of already know what it is, you know. So, I was just really disappointed he went down, and I was happy we got the win. Max and the defense came through again for the second week in a row. You know, Merritt got another pick. You know, so I mean, I'm really happy with what I'm seeing with the defense right now, for real.
Right. I think, you know, we can really like it's been a long time since we've like walked into a game feel like I'm ready to watch the defense. Like realistically, like right now, I'm like excited to watch the defense. I want to see what they do. You know what I mean? My boy Tony, what's happening, man? My boy Chris is on here. Protect the shield. What's going on? Would you brother? What's happening, man? Yeah. But I'm like, I'm excited to watch the defense coming into these games. And I ain't been able to say that as a Raider fan in a long time. So, you know, having to be a defensive team and that could be your identity is something we're foreign to. You know what I mean? Like we don't really know what that looked like at the past recent years. So, I mean, as of right now, where do you see the identity of the team like shaping? You know what I mean? Because right now I see us starting to be a defensive team all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's crazy because at the beginning of the season, I was like, we didn't put enough money into the defense. We didn't focus on the defense enough. And to see how we started and then to see where we're at now, it's like, it's almost like a night and day to see where like just they're coming together and our interior line is starting to do work. And that's, you see Max is you see him more, his face more, because he's putting in more work, more pressures, more sacks, tackles for losses, you know, like everything. So for us to have a defensive identity, like I'm all with it, because like you said, it's been so long since we've had a defense for other offensive coordinators to like worry about, you know, especially Max. And then, you know, if we can just get that other side, you know, Tyree and Kuntz, and if they could just start putting in just a little bit more work and just start to fall into their place, I really think this defense could really do some things.
But you not lying. So I mean, you kind of lead into the next segue. I mean, we talking about the defense, and finally other offensive coordinators are having to now like game plan, right, to try to stop us. But you know, I continuously say I think, you know, there's always more to be added. You know what I mean? And I still think the defense ain't put together a full 4 quarters. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they play well, but not for a full 4. You know what I mean? But I still think, like you're saying, that other side can definitely shore up and get it together. So what are your thoughts? You know, we talk all the time about the trades, you know, but you know, are you in for that? Are you ready to be like, all right, I want to trade for somebody? Like, how you feel about that?
I mean, honestly, the number one person on the trade block everybody knows is Renfro. You know, I think he has the most value and we don't even use him. And it's unfortunate because we gave him a contract and you know, it's not saying that he's not a good player. I honestly think he's a good player, but maybe in this offense, in this scheme, you know, like it might not be the best for him, you know, like I mean, Jacoby Myers is putting in a lot of work and you know, our tight ends are starting to come around and you know, if we can just start if we can start executing those plays for Davantae, the ones that are actually meant to go to Davantae and not dump it off because he gets double teamed or whatever. I honestly feel like they have to find that sweet spot, you know, before he gets, just like Aaron said, before he gets doubled, after he gets doubled, something, and the quarterbacks have to put a little bit more trust in him, you know. So I really hope the offense and everything could come together this Sunday against the Bears.
Yeah, and I mean, regardless of who's in there, right? Because as of right now, we don't know. And from what I'm hearing, you know, that's going to lead into what we're going to talk about. But from what I'm hearing now, it's an open battle. You know what I mean? We talking like it's an open quarterback battle this week, and whoever comes out on top is going to be the one starting. So, I mean, it to me, like you're saying, we got to find that sweet spot with Davantae, but it's hard to find that sweet spot when we don't have no consistent quarterback play. So it's like, you know, there's no, like I always keep saying, like there's no rapport between him and Jimmy. You can see it, you know what I mean? Like him and Jimmy don't got that connection. I mean, we saw it last year because, like I always say, Derek and him was working out already, you know what I mean, before he even got to the Raiders. So immediately when they got there, you saw at least something, you know what I mean? Like some type of connection. You don't see that shit at all. So, I mean, I think going with Aiden, like a guy who's young and still moldable, you feel what I'm saying? Like that, and that's another reason why I want to go with Aiden, because you can still mold him. You feel what I'm saying? And Davantae can mold him and be like, all right, bro, like you gotta throw it here when I'm here. You know what I mean? Like Brian Hoyer's kind of stuck in the waves. You feel what I'm saying? Like he already know the playbook, the system, where Josh want to go. But Aiden, you know, shit, Davantae tells him some shit. That's Davantae Adams. All right, bro,
I was just about to say, hey, Davantae Adams comes and tells you, okay.
What are you gonna say? You feel what I'm saying? Like, all right, yeah, sure. That's what you want. All right, then cool. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like that. I think that can play a little factor in it too. But I mean, what do you think about the open quarterback battle? Though? Like, you know, you think somebody gonna come out on top? Who do you think gonna come out on top?
I want to see Aiden O'Connell get reps with the first string, the starters, at least for like 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks. You know, like give him some time. We already know Hoyer's not that 4 quarter type of quarterback. You know, like he could go in there and finish the game like he did, but I don't know. I don't know if I have faith in him to do a whole game, 4 quarters, and do what he did at the end of the Patriots game for all 4 quarters.
That's what I continue to say, man. Like I don't think he can do it for a full 4. Like I don't agree with people saying like throw him in there. Like I think he's good for what he did. You know what I mean? Like if we're up 10, like all right, protect the lead, bro. Like don't turn the ball over. You know what I'm saying? Make timely plays, and we're gonna be good to go. But I mean, for a full 4, I'm like, nah, bro. Nah, I'm not seeing that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So I mean, I do hope it's Aiden and my boy, you know, Chili. What's going on with you? He says time for the kid. You know, I'm fully on board. I just want to see what it is. You know what I mean? Let's see if he learned from what he had, the previous mistakes. Because if we see the same shit, you know, there's gonna be like, oh well, you know, that's a problem. You know what I mean? We're having, and that's something we got to really look at. But if we see improvement, we're gonna be like, all right, you know, and the next thing, this is what I want to say, you know, about starting Brian Hoyer. That almost guarantees you we go back to Jimmy. Like that's what I say. Like if Brian Hoyer starts, that almost guarantees somebody. That almost guarantees the team will go right back to Jimmy when he's healthy. So it's like, At least with Aiden, it's the unknown because if he plays out of this world or just at least good, you know what I mean? We're like, okay, well, just leave him in there. At least we see differences in the offense. But with Brian, it's like he gonna be status quo, and then after that, he just wait until Jimmy come back, and that's what I do not want.
Yeah, no, I'm really hoping, like I said, if they give him, I mean, I'm not saying I want Jimmy to be hurt for 2-3 weeks, you know,
No,
but
right.
if O'Connell can go out there and if he can do the same thing that Hoyer did, you know, get that 40-yard pass.
Yes.
And just to back the defense up a little bit and just to let them know, like, yeah, this is an option for us now.
Yeah,
like now we can get it down the field a little bit. So now you got to be careful with that. We've already seen Tucker's speed. You know,
exactly.
if they can get some type of marriage up between them two, you know, like to where they're comfortable with each other, the timing, the placement, everything like that, like. I really, if they could find a little bit of that in this game, I think Josh Jacobs is gonna have a better game.
Yes.
If the O-line, I didn't think the O-line did bad against the Patriots. There was times where Jimmy and Hoyer had a good amount of time to throw the ball.
Yeah.
I was even like, wow, you know, they got some time.
Yeah.
You know, so if we can do a little bit of that, and if O'Connell can do, like I said, just what Hoyer did, and just let the defense know, like, hey, like we can do this now. Like this is an option. Yeah, they're gonna back up, and I think that's gonna open up everything for our offense.
I fully agree, you know, and I think, you know, although we know Brian Hoyer can get it down the field. People tell me Jimmy can, but at the end of the day, he's unwilling to at this point. So, I mean, Aiden can get it down the field. We saw he threw one long pass, the bullshit that they called on Jacoby Myers, you know, the pass interference, whatever, right? Like that was a long pass he threw, and albeit triple coverage. But at the end of the day, still, you know, like that's still something we saw and he displayed. So I think going with the kid, man, it's not gonna hurt anything at all.
Yeah. I think when it comes to Jimmy G and Hoyer, I don't think they have the confidence in themselves to get the ball to Davantae in those tight pockets in those certain windows, you know, because if you really look at it, I mean, look at a lot of the catches we get. Like, yeah, Jimmy G he makes the right call and he gets the ball to where it needs to be, but Jacoby Myers is always sliding on the floor. He's always falling to the ground. Same thing with Adams. You know, like they're never hitting stride. They never get yards after catch, and if they do, it's rare. And all our yards after catch usually come from Josh Jacobs when Garoppolo would just dump it off. You know, so I mean, we really need to find that spot, you know, to where we can so we could just move the ball. And like I said, it's really going to open up everything, and the offense is going to look completely different if O'Connell could just do a little bit of that.
You are speaking facts, brother. You speaking real facts. You know, that's just what it is. But at the and this is funny real quick. This Thursday night game does stink. Look at it. You see what I'm saying? Like this is what we were just talking about this, bro. We was just talking about this. Yep. We wouldn't have been in any better position, bro. Like you feel what I'm saying? Like you see it in another jersey, you're like, all right, bro. Like I see why we were mid. You know
Raider
what I mean?
Goggles.
Like, I understand, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And I understood when he was here, but at the end of the day, it's like, oh my God, a pick. I knew it, bro. It's like he does shit that just is not conducive to winning football, bro. It's stupid. You feel what I'm saying? Like you get in the red zone and it's just like, oh, you throw a costly pick. It's like, oh, you feel what I'm saying? It's like, and then this is what really pisses me off about it. And then we don't, you know, this is just a small tangent, but you know, you beat the Patriots 38-0, and now you start getting your ass whooped. Don't that look like shit that was going on with us? You beat a sorry ass team. We whooped their ass. We like, okay, yeah, we good. And then you start losing the fucking teams you're not supposed to lose to. And then you're like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened? It happens, but there's always one outlier on why the shit kept happening. So we'll see what happens this season, right? But everybody that loves you, boy, I'm just saying, certain shit continued to happen to the Raiders, right? And there was one motherfucking factor that was in the whole shit. I'm just saying.
That's one thing I'm really worried about this Sunday is that on paper you look at it and we should destroy Chicago. You know,
We
they're
should win,
0-3. We're 0-3 at home. They're bad on third down. They
right.
got a rookie quarterback, like rookie quarterback against rookie quarterback. At least ours looked a little bit better than him, you know.
And we got better weapons, you know. It's
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
you should
I
win
mean,
this game, bro.
Yeah, on paper we should win this game, but how many times has that happened in the past? You know,
Right,
and we go up against a winless Jets, you know, and we fucking lose. You know, so
or
that's
barely
what I'm hoping
squeaking
don't
by with a
happen.
Henry Ruggs last minute touchdown and shit.
Yeah, you know, like that's what I'm hoping don't happen. Like I want it, and it sounds cliche because you've heard Davantae say it, you know, and a couple other people say it, Josh Jacobs, but I really want this win. I want it to be a really convincing win. Like we went out there, we handled our business and we won the game. You know, whether it's offense, defense, however it is, I just want it to be like it's we didn't win by luck. It wasn't a last minute thing. We got ahead, we stayed ahead, we kept our foot on the gas, and our defense kept doing defense things. You know, I want it to be just.
How would you feel about a 24-10 win?
Yeah, I'd be happy with that. And I honestly don't care if any of the points come off a pick six, any of that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you feel me? Like that's convincing. You feel what I'm saying? That's a 14-point win.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and that's what we need to see. And you're right. But this is where, right? And this is, you know, maybe you Josh McDaniels haters and want to say he fire him, maybe cover your ears, but this is where Josh McDaniels and the regime can really change the outlook on shit. Because in the past, these are games we typically fuck off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, typically. Or like it's a close game and it really shouldn't be a close game.
Yeah.
If he could come out,
take it serious.
You feel what I'm saying? If he could come out, we win convincing, we really handle business. I'll look and be like, all right, well, you know what I mean? He's doing the shit he's supposed to do. Yeah. Now, of course, next week, that's when shit get real. You know what I mean? And we'll fucking see. But at least for this week, handle your business. You feel what I'm saying? Just handle your business. I want to get to some of these comments real quick. Chili say we trading next week. I believe that 100%. It's after this game, bro. You got to win this game.
Renfro.
Yeah, you got to win this game, and then after they win this game, I think they're gonna go into Detroit saying, "All right, bro, let's grab somebody." I think so. That's what I think. Let me see. Question. Yeah, I think. Oh, you was asking that? Then yeah, that's my answer. I think next week is the week. I think this week you win this game, and then after this, you go into Detroit because after Detroit, that's the cutoff. So I think after that we're gonna get busy. We let Renfro value drop. Heard we get lucky to get a 6th round pick. It's not that, bro. It's not about the value.
So. Yeah,
it's not about the value. It's about the money, Tony. That's what it is. Because he's making $13 million, bro. Not a lot of teams can take that shit on or want to take that shit on. So, you know, it's just we gotta be real about that. It's not about the talent, bro. If it was about the talent and the money was less, somebody would have traded for him already.
Yeah, I honestly think it has a lot to do with his contract and just I don't know if it started off intentionally like that. I mean, because we heard rumors in the offseason and everything, you know, like Renfro might be traded. I mean, just everything, you know, that you know how the offseason is, you know, and there's rumors about everything.
Right.
But seeing how the season started off and how he was like nowhere to be found, it was just like, oh, okay, like maybe we might trade him, but it doesn't make any sense. Like, especially if Josh McDaniels knew like this is what he was gonna do. Like, why even give him that contract? Why even do any of that?
And you know what it was? The day I knew that Hunter Renfro was getting traded was when Jacoby Myers signed. Because I don't think they thought that the Patriots was gonna let him go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree.
He got let go, and that's an upgrade. Like, you need that. You see how he playing. You feel so it's like, all right, we got to grab that. But I mean, once he got in here, I was like, well, shit, he's gonna do all the goddamn routes that Renfro was gonna do. You know what I mean? Like, if you really think about it, Davantae, he gonna do whatever. But Jacoby was gonna run all them underneath them digs and shit that he's running right now. That was supposed to be Renfro, but Jacoby came in here. So what's left? The speedy slot dude. So who is that?
Trey Tucker.
As soon as they drafted him, I'm like, okay, yeah. Like, you feel there's no roles left. Like there's nowhere for him to fit no more because everything's taken.
Yeah. And
So
I
like,
mean, Renfro is good. I like Renfro, but I mean, if you had to tell like ask me like, would you rather have Renfro or Trey Tucker? It's just like, I mean,
well,
if O'Connell works out and he could stretch the field, then obviously Tucker.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I think with more touches, bro, that kid right there gonna be some shit.
Yeah,
Like
no, I agree. I want to
he
see.
gonna
I'm
be some
glad he's
shit.
getting out there more.
Exactly. Like him and Mayer, bro. I think like them two, they gonna be here for a minute. Like
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yep.
Let
I
me
think
see.
he's like perfect for those slots and rounds,
Yes.
sweeps,
Yes.
all those type of things.
And then once he gets a more extensive little route tree, you feel what I'm saying? Because he can run routes. He had a little bit. Once he get a little more extensive route tree, oh yeah, bro, he gonna be serious.
You know, Josh McDaniels likes his sweeps. You know, so
Yep. 4 starts. We got to let him play the whole game. Correct. Yep. I agree 100%. Chili.
We got to leave him in there. We got to leave him in there. We got to give him more than one game.
If he sinks or swim, bro, if he sinks or swim, then fuck it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's my mindset. I don't care at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, realistically, I'm not looking at this team like this is a playoff team.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. I feel like we have nothing to lose at this point. Let's see what we have. And if that's why I said leave him in there for like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 4, depending on what's going on and how he plays and everything. But give him some actual time, some playing time, some practice, reps with the starters and everything, and then let's see what he does. And if he doesn't turn out, all right, cool. We got a good backup, and we know we need a first string. We know we need to get another quarterback.
You need to draft another one. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, to me, at best, we're mid-tier. I've always said this is a 9-win team at best. You feel what I'm saying? 9-win team.
Some people might not want to hear that. Like, I honestly feel at this point we don't have anything to lose because I don't feel like we're a playoff team. And if we did get to the playoffs, like, are we really going to do anything?
That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe we catch fire, but then that means like one of these quarterbacks is playing out of their mind at that point. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and
the only way we get there exactly is if the quarterback play starts to just totally flip,
skyrocket. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but that's it. But that's the only way. You know, and then you make the trade, and maybe that trade propels some shit. But we at this point that we're sitting right now, bro, we're a 9-win team at best, and 9 wins ain't gonna cut it. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's not no Super Bowl shit. So at the end of the day, why not? You feel what I'm saying? I mean, Jimmy ain't the goddamn answer anyway. We already you want another year of this? You feel what I'm saying? Like. After this year, I would cut bait. It's over. You feel what I'm saying? I'm done.
I don't even know why we gave him. What we give him 3 years?
2. I think it was 2. Yeah, 2 shit.
I wouldn't even give him 2. I wouldn't.
Nah, hell no. I think there's an out though. I do think there's an out of this year.
Yeah, I think there is.
So I mean, there's an out. So you get up off of that. So realistically, right? Jimmy's gone after this. Brian Hoyer, he's gone, right? So Aiden is the only one. So you got to know now, bro, because next year. There are a lot of dudes, bro. I mean, I like Nix. I mean, shit. Bo Nix is coming here. You have no goddamn idea what he can do, right? And then Drake May, but I don't think we're going to be that bad to get somebody like that. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm looking at somebody like Penix or Bo Nix, somebody like that. And, oh my gosh, wait a minute. Look who's here. The ultimate. Hey, this guy right here, man. Everybody, if you don't know who this is the ultimate
fan.
My guy,
what is
Terrence, man? What is happening with you, man? What's going on with you?
Hey, I appreciate you for bringing me up, man. I can't believe I'm blessing the streets of my man Rundown right here. He's having a fabulous fire week, man. I'm excited to be able to support you, my brother.
Hey, man, and the love and admiration is right back at you, man. I appreciate everything you're doing as well. But right now, we're talking about, the obvious situation at quarterback. We're talking about Jimmy G, Aiden O'Connell, and we saying, at this point, me and CT agree, we really don't have too much to lose at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I think this is a 9-win team at best. You know what I mean? And then a 9-win team is mid-tier. So once again, we're in that little window where it's like, all right, well, you're not high enough to get a top tier quarterback. You're in the mid tier, which means your selection got to be good. You know what I mean? So at that point, it's like, what do you have to lose with Aiden O'Connell? I mean, Jimmy, I would imagine this is his only year. After this, he's done. I'm not bringing him back. And Brian Hoyer's old. He's not coming back, so Aiden is the only guy. So why not see what we have? What do you think about that?
I agree 100%. I think that's absolutely what we should do. Everything should be geared towards the Aiden O'Connell show moving forward. It should be the AOC show, and that's what everybody should be looking to try to gather, rally up and get going moving forward. Jimmy G needs to become the backup, and Hoyer just needs to be inactive. That's the way I see it moving forward. It doesn't make any sense to try to figure out anything else. As you stated, we're 9 and 8 team at best.
Yeah.
Let's just be realistic. Bringing the quarterback in, right, without getting that centerpiece on the right side for the tackle that's going to save his life, what good is that going to do? We all see what happens to quarterbacks. I just got to put this out there. I know I'm rambling a tad here.
No.
But the truth is, 5% of first-round quarterbacks become something. And when I say become something, that doesn't even mean winning anything. That just means they might get a Pro Bowl, right? They might get player of the week. Like 5%. So
that's nothing.
I don't understand why everybody just thinks that, just because somebody had some outstanding college career, or they look like the next Mahomes, that it's going to be the next Mahomes. It's where do you see that at?
Well, okay, I have two things. One, right, and you're 100% correct. I believe, not a lot of quarterbacks in the first round do end up working out. We're seeing a lot of quarterbacks now, late round quarterbacks end up doing something, so if Aiden is the guy, right, and we do end up winning 9 games, then at that point you can say, all right, well, now we have the luxury of getting an offensive tackle in the first round. Goddamn, you know what I mean? So it's like, all right, we have a quarterback. Now let's finally invest in the offensive line, and then that free agency is all defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I would do if Aiden is the guy. But if he's not, then it's like you have to go searching and doing all this stuff, and I will say this, and if y'all ain't heard it, you're going to hear it here. Caleb Williams wants to be on this team. I'm going to tell you that right now.
I know.
He want to be on this team.
He be throwing nuggets on there.
Bro, he be throwing nuggets out there, bro. He want to be here. And I think that he want ownership. I'm not going to lie. If it's true, it's a little whatever. But I think, honestly, that's a little thing to deter some teams who are trash to be like, all right, bro, do not draft me. You know what I mean? Like, and he might have that power. So I don't know. If he did so choose to say he wanted to come here, by all means, bro. Come on, let's do it.
I'm not turning the kid away, but hey, look, you hearing it from me first. I don't think he's going to be what everybody expects him to be. I'm just telling you right now. I just don't.
It's lofty expectations.
I don't see it.
It's lofty.
I think he's going to end up going to a team that's going to ruin him, just like 95% of the other first round quarterbacks that get drafted, because that's where they're getting drafted, to a terrible team. They're getting drafted there for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and that's why they never pan out. They're bad for a reason.
It's not their fault. Yeah, and it's not their fault. And see,
it really isn't.
I think that's the part that's being missed. That's the little caveat that needs to be said. All of the ones that had a chance to sit back, right, and take those 2-3 years, right, the Bradys, right, the Rodgers, right, they clearly panned out for a reason.
Yep.
I mean, you start to hear a lot of things. Exactly. You start to hear a lot of things as
Rodgers was behind Favre.
And he had a terrible throwing motion. Everybody forgets completely that Aaron Rodgers' entire complete throwing motion was recreated from the ground up those 3 years. Nobody pays attention to that. That's why he became one of the greatest to ever play the game, in my opinion. You got to be able to sit back and learn and grow and be prepared for it, and not just be put out there and beat up.
Yeah,
you're not lying. And I want to touch on this comment right here about Chili. Does McDaniel stay if we go 10-7? Hell yeah. If we go 10-7, that's a definite hell yeah. And I'm not just saying like out of enthusiasm. I'm just saying you won 6 games last year and you win 10 this year. He's definitely staying.
Yeah, I was just about to say, if O'Connell can get us past whatever we got, whatever we won last year,
sure.
I'm down to let him keep growing.
Exactly, because it's like, all right, at that point, you don't want 4, especially if O'Connell leads you to 10 wins. Then it's like, all right, well, you don't want 4 more with a rookie. You're gonna have to stay and develop. We're gonna have to see what it is. You know what I mean? What do you think, Turf?
There's no way. I mean, that's exactly what you do. You, like you said, you immediately start building that offensive line. Now you have that piece. There's no excuse, right? There's no excuse to now not build behind him if you get you those 10 wins.
In the draft.
Right, exactly. That's the pick. What we should be high in the draft, regardless. I believe how we finish out.
At least high teens.
In the top 10. Yeah, I think we're in the top
teens.
10 from what I hear. At worst, top 15. So
it's like at that point, the hope is that he's the guy, because then it's like that changes your whole entire spending. Like, you know what I mean? And draft. So it's like, okay, now in free agency, maybe there is a high price guard or tackle. And it's like, all right, well, maybe we can do that. You know what I mean? And then the rest is defense. And then even in the draft, there's a lot of good offensive linemen in this draft. You'll be able to grab some. You know what I mean? That would be beautiful, because now we can really build the team. You know what I'm saying? But without that crucial piece, we're going to continue to search. You know, but you can still build a team without it, but we always going to be mid without it.
Right.
And I was about to say that offensive linemen turn out better than quarterbacks, but then we got Leatherwood, and I didn't want.
Well, that's our dumbass, because Christian
Leatherwood.
Christian Darrisaw was right there, bro.
I couldn't believe that pick, yo.
Nobody.
We had Darrisaw and Colton Miller, and we'd be like, all right, bro, we're cool, and then just focus on the guards. But I mean, you gotta get a tackle.
That was all Mayock, right? That was all Mayock and Gruden, and that was one of
their last draft.
Yeah, it was one of the worst picks ever, and nobody understood it. And that's the thing. I mean, I don't know. I feel like we're kind of cursed, right? I think everyone has to go through this curse, because I feel the same way when it comes to this regime, and I adore Ziegler. Everybody knows that Ziegler is the reason I was okay with this
long ass curse.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem, because they all keep picking these projects / we don't know what this pick is, when there's a centerpiece right there in your hands and you just bypass it. This is every year. Every regime.
All the time,
all the time. And that's where we all was saying, you can't miss this pick. Yeah. Everybody was saying that you can't miss this pick, and then they picked Tyree Wilson.
But then I will say this though. I'm seeing just, I'll be watching his interviews, and I watch little shit about him like at practice. I like what I see, man. I think he has the mentality and he has the work ethic to get better, bro. Like, he was talking to a reporter today, and they asked him about his role and all that, and he went very in depth about like what he had to do, and he really knows the ins and outs of his role on the defense sometimes. Because he's like, sometimes you can't rush a quarterback, because if you get out your lane and they can escape, and then that's on you. And he's very intuitive. So I think he got the skills, bro. He got the tools to really get better. But I mean, it really accentuates it when you don't hit in free agency or get impact players on defense either. You know what I mean? Because we don't got no impact players to be like, all right, bro, this is how it's done. Like, you only got Max. But you look at the Eagles, you got Fletcher Cox, you got Brandon Graham, you got, all these guys over here. So when you draft a guy like Jalen Carter, you be like, all right, son, this is how it's done. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this is how you do this NFL shit right here. We don't have nobody on that line except Max who does that.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree. I mean, I think it's very clear. The roadmap to what we need offensively and defensively is very clear. I don't think we're far off. I think we're missing 3 pieces. Defensively, I think we're missing, 2 pieces offensively, and then we need some role players.
It's all on.
I'm gonna keep it real. I think that's what we're gonna have to do, is bite the bullet with Tyree. We're gonna get him for the cheap. Pray that he does become way better than expected, but he's gonna be at best a role player, in my opinion. I don't see him being an every down player. Right. I don't see him being a superstar. It's just, I just don't see it. And obviously, I pray he can prove me wrong. You right? That's what I'm hoping. But we get 3 solid pieces on the defense. 2 of them on that line, 1 of them as a linebacker. Get some solid role players around that. Get 2 offensive linemen, particularly a tackle, and maybe even one that can play both sides.
A guard, a right guard,
Right.
maybe a center, like
and I think now we actually can start to see ourselves competing and expecting to be 10-7 every year minimum.
This is what I want. This is why we're hoping that, and this is why I know a lot of people are nervous about Sunday because they're like, oh shit, maybe the kid goes out there, but it's like, I don't know why I have this quiet confidence in the situation. Maybe because it's like this is the first time in a long time. It's like, all right, although it's unknown what the quarterback is, like there's a chance we can hit on some shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I think that's the excitement I have because it's unknown. It's like there's a chance we can actually find something, whether it be O'Connell or maybe somebody in the future. But at the end of the day, I just like the opportunity to at least roll the dice and find a franchise guy.
Yeah, I really want to see what O'Connell got. Like, I know people say it's preseason and everything, and honestly, what I saw in the Chargers game wasn't as bad as what other people think it might have been.
Right.
But, I mean, I see some potential, especially if he gets down the scheme of everything, the offense. Like you said, he's so young, and like he could be molded and really shown how to really make this offense like really click for him.
Yep.
For all we know, like if McDaniels can get 10 wins out of this kid, like I'll have to eat everything about McDaniels, and it is what it is. I'll admit when I'm wrong, and I'm pretty sure Chris would love that. But
yeah. He would have done it.
You know what I'm saying?
Easy. Hey man, that second, but and this is, I will agree with everybody. Yes, in the first half, he definitely looked timid, but we already know what I'm going to say. He wasn't fully prepared for that game. So it was a reason that I think he looked timid as well. So it's like, all right, I think there's a real plausible reason. But that second half, I was like, all right, bro, like at least you ain't go out like scared. You know what I mean? In that second half, I saw some pros and I saw some confidence where it was like, all right, I'm starting to understand. Like, you know what I mean? And I want to see more of that. Like, if he could play how he did in that second half for all 4 quarters without the turnovers, I'm oh, yeah, there we go.
How many of us could say our first day on the job is going to be in front of millions of people?
Thank you. Unprepared. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Your first day on the job is in front of millions of people, and you didn't really get trained properly.
Like, so you're on your resume, so you're there like.
You're like, oh shit, here we go. Like, all right, like right front and center. You know what I mean?
Some of the greats have had the worst first games and outings of all time. It's
Manning.
Exactly. Elway, he's another one. Atrocious.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's just, but we have to see what it is, and that's what I'm fully on. So I want to kind of shift gears because we touched on it a little bit, but I want to get you guys' thoughts on the Davantae Adams, the Davantae Adams thing going on. Now, first of all, before I say anything, y'all probably already know, but anybody that you see in there, saying all this shit about him getting traded, is not happening. We're not trading Davantae Adams. Okay, that's one.
There's no way that's gonna happen.
No, come on, bro. Get it together. If you see anybody even hoping, wishing for that on another team, idiots. They're stupid. It's not happening. So that's one. But I do want to get you guys' thoughts on that because I see a little split in the fandom. Some people didn't like it. Some people said it rubbed them the wrong way. Some people didn't have no problem with it. So I want to start with you, CT. What do you think about Davantae Adams, comments?
We're talking about the interview you did today, right?
Yeah, or the other day, whatever day it was.
Yeah, because I know. Yeah, I think it was today or yesterday. But anyways, honestly, if you understand him, like I could see where he's coming from, because like he said, he is a major factor of this offense, and for some of it not to go through him, he wants to. I mean, put kind of like personal numbers aside, if you're a great player on a team, you want to be part of that win, you want to be part of that success, you want to be part of that, that celebration and stuff, knowing that you went out there and did your part. And I feel it's hard for him because he don't have a quarterback that can really get it to him. And
No, you're not lying.
So I honestly, I don't disagree with what he's saying, because I honestly think that our offense is taking too much of what the defense is giving us.
Yeah.
And there might be plays designed for Adams and we chuck it down to Mayer, or we chuck it down to Myers, and we don't get him the ball, one, because maybe the quarterback isn't confident enough. Maybe he's double teamed. And like you said, that chemistry isn't there between him and Garoppolo. Certainly isn't there between him and Hoyer,
Right.
So I mean, I'm not mad at him and I understand it, but at the same time, like he did come out and say that those things weren't a factor, but it's like a double-edged sword, like I can see why he's saying it's not a factor. Maybe if he got more touches, maybe he don't care if he's the leading receiver, but at the same time, we need to find a way to get him the ball. Like that's just period blank end of story. Like
Right.
we need to find a way to get him more involved in the offense.
Yeah. What do you think, Turf?
Well, what I think is that he's going to need to build that rapport with his quarterbacks like he has with the previous. As they've stated, we know what I mean. Hey, Davantae can have two people on him. If you know how to throw him the ball, he's open.
Exactly.
And the problem is he just hasn't had the time to work with any of these guys in order for that to come to fruition just yet.
Right.
So, I mean, that's another reason why I think it makes sense for us to go with the rookie and just let that be his guy moving forward.
What
See
I
if
tell
they
you,
can build something with it, right? Because we all know Jimmy, even if Jimmy was having a decent year right now, we still know he was a stopgap, and that's not somebody that was expected to take this team
to grow, you know what I mean?
exactly. So
long term.
no one
You're so right.
expected that. So let's just, he likes the rookie. He's came out and, giving him props, right? He's giving him the support needed. So now the rookie just needs to figure out how to make him his favorite target, right? And then obviously spread the ball accordingly.
If I'm
So that
not
the offense
mistaken,
starts to play. So I mean,
you're not wrong.
Yeah, I think they need to allow that to start happening and just let this guy be the number one moving forward. It is what it is. Jimmy, you tried. You already missed time from what I understand. The contract stated if you were ever pulled out from a game or couldn't play a game, like we get a whole lot of money back in some way.
I believe so. We got to go back and look at the details.
Let them go.
No, they restructured it. They restructured
all of that. So let them go. I mean, bro, it is what it is. I mean, the line isn't going to get better overnight. Even if you get something in free agency, it's still not going to get better overnight. You're still going to need time.
Right. And you're not lying.
Let them go.
Do you think maybe if we start stretching the field a little bit and we get that threat, you think that will kind of stop the rush and all that much? Because
if we can get if AOC can start getting the ball downfield, kind of like how Hoyer did with his first strike, right?
That's what we were talking about earlier.
I'm telling you right now, if they can create even just two of those a half, it's a wrap. It's going to be Jacobs all day, 160, 180 yards, 2-3 touchdowns, and everybody else getting what they get.
Yep.
That's really what it's going to boil down to.
Yeah, I think it's going to open up everything. Yep.
And I agree with both of y'all. You know what I mean? I definitely agree with both of y'all. To your point, Turf, I told CT before you hopped on, it's something like where Aiden is still moldable. You know what I mean? Because like we were talking about it, there's no rapport with Davantae how he had with Aaron Rodgers, where Aaron Rodgers would look at the double team and say, I can still get it here before that, And then the thing with Brian too, Brian is a little robotic because he knows the system backwards, frontwards. So he's going to do what Josh wants him to execute. He's going to hit where it's supposed to go. Otherwise, Aiden, still young, I mean, that's Davantae Adams. If Davantae Adams say, hey, I can get, if you throw it here, you know what I mean? That's cool. Like, he going to be like, all right, let's do it. I don't care, bro. Like, that's Davantae Adams. So that's still moldable, on his part. So I definitely agree with what you're saying there. So at the end of the day, I want to touch on what Randy said. I wasn't happy what he said at all. If it isn't about wins, what the fuck are we watching for? And I'm gonna be honest, at first, because I'm always honest. At first, I had a little bit of a problem with it too. I think I texted it in the group chat.
I was mad at first too.
I didn't really like it at first, but then I had to sit down in the sets. I'm like, okay, we still won the game. Other people got involved, but we can honestly still sit here and say we could have honestly whooped their ass. You know what I mean? Like, we definitely should have had more points. So and I'm thinking of that line. So it's like, okay, when we're sitting here saying, okay, we definitely could have had more points. So of course, I want to get him involved more, because if we get him involved more, who knows that whatever points we scored, because that last 20 or 21 was the defense. So maybe that last 19 we scored turns into another touchdown. Maybe it turns into another 3 points if we get him more involved. So as I sat down and assessed a little bit more, it's like, okay, I understand what he's saying. Like, if the offense was really doing what it was supposed to do, we scored 30-plus points, you know what I mean? And he gets, 4 catches. I don't think he's saying anything, honestly. Right. I really don't. Because it's like, all right, well, maybe Jacoby has 2 tubs. Mayer gets involved with another tub. Josh is finally running the ball. Trey Tucker gets, maybe close to 80-plus yards. So you're like, all right, cool. Like, we're moving the ball, bro. And my time will come, because at the end of the day, I'm the best receiver in the game. So
that's what I was just about to say.
You feel what I'm saying? When my time is called upon, where you can go with the ball. But
I mean,
if you,
finish your point. No, sorry, dude.
No, go ahead, finish.
I was just about to say before I forgot, like he's and it's just piggybacking off what you were just saying. He's arguably the best wide receiver in the league. Like, there's no reason for him to have 4 targets, 36 yards, 46 yards. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and maybe once in a while, but not 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row.
Right, right.
It's like I said, I've said it before. I just think there's too much talent on this team for us to not be executing and being the team that we all know that we could be. And I think that's what gets us so mad.
You're 100%. Like I said, we're scoring and we're doing what we're supposed to do, and he has those totals. I think he sit there and be like, all right, bro, well, we're scoring. There's not much I can do. Now, if he was saying this and we were scoring 30-plus points, then I'd be like, all right, bro, like, calm down. There's hella people getting involved. We're moving the ball. Yeah. We look good. I don't want to hear that. But I completely understand where he's coming from now. So I think Davantae is upset because he wants to work with Aiden, and Josh is holding on to Jimmy.
Yeah.
So that, like we said, CT, that's my next thing. If Brian starts, that almost guarantees we go back to Jimmy.
Yep.
And that's what I don't want. You know what I mean? No. I want to see Aiden, and we can't have no confidence in Jimmy. What has he done? Open up the running game. You got to open up the running game with the deep pass.
The other reality too is he just can't stay healthy, and he can't help this offensive line do what's going to be necessary.
Well, we get 2 weeks and then out, like, that's not conducive.
And that's exactly you can't get consistency that way. It's so funny. I'm equating this to the flag football my son is playing right now, and it cracks me up because it's the absolute truth. We have no quarterback.
No,
that's really what it boils down to.
Yep.
We didn't have a quarterback when Jimmy was here. He had a foot surgery that had to happen. We had no quarterback. It's the same thing with my son and this flag football team. And what drives me crazy is they do exactly what we're doing, which is this shuffling, instead of just saying, you know what, just make this dude the guy.
Yeah.
Jimmy, we gave you your shot. Everybody guessed week 7 or previous that you weren't going to be able to play anyway.
Week 8.
You did your thing. Hey, we're going to give you what we were supposed to give you.
For this year, and then after that, you be on your merry way.
Exactly. Just sit down. Help us out with this young guy. We're going to get him out there, and we're going to see what can happen. I mean, just let him get consistent. Let him get full, complete, constant time with the starters and call it a day. It's just, it is what it is. We've seen enough of what we need to see from Jimmy. It doesn't matter.
Jimmy not seeing the field, and that's 100% correct.
At all.
He don't see the field correctly, and that's the problem. We're stuck with Jimmy. No, we're not. I'm telling you, BZ, we have an out after this year. After this year, there's an out.
We can get out of this.
There's an out after this year, bro. This is his last year, bro. He's not.
I'm pretty sure there's an out.
Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong. I
just
want
the
him
injury
involved.
alone. The injury
Right.
alone and the fact that
Yeah,
he's
there's a
already missed
clause,
the
bro.
game.
He
There's a
already
clause. He couldn't
clause.
miss a game without having a severe penalty.
Don't
just-
get me wrong. I want him involved, but when he said it isn't always about wins and losses, that rubbed me the wrong way. He definitely need to be first, second, and third option in the red zone. I agree.
Yeah.
That's where I agree with that. Now that's where you can get me, Randy. Now, if you're talking about the whole entire field, I say spread the wealth. You know what I'm saying? From 20 to 20, spread the wealth. But if we're 1 for 6 in the goddamn red zone, then of course, yeah, you got to go to him at least a couple of times in there, bro.
Awful.
Well,
Our red zone is so bad.
I gotta give some pushback, Randy. And Randy, you know you're my dude, dog. I gotta give some pushback.
Okay.
And the reason I gotta give some pushback is because, you know, there's a difference. There is a difference between playing the, you know, be good, playing the right, be a Pro Bowler, playing to get in the Hall of Fame, and playing to be great. Davantae Adams wants to play to be great, my dude.
Be great, yeah.
And you have to really understand and comprehend what the man is saying. That's where the wins and losses don't matter, because they don't. What matters is the fact that he is given the chance to be great, because that's what he's practicing for. He actually doesn't kind of care about the wins and the losses from that respect. And in my opinion, it's a greater honor for somebody to do that, because they are literally giving their life to the sport and doing everything possible to literally be the best that ever did it.
Yeah,
it's a little different. It's a little different. So, and these people are generational talents that don't. When's the last time you had a Davantae Adams, right? You're going to have to go to the Jerry Rices, right? The greats before. They don't come often. So my pushback to where he's, you know, in his feelings with that is because he's getting up before everybody else. That is because he's putting in one rep more than every other wide receiver, because he is daring to be great. So I got to give him his props on that.
It's like Kobe yelling at his teammates during practice.
Absolutely.
Right. And see, look, Randy talking about give me the Travis Kelce numbers, 4 for 25 and 4 TDs. Hey, and I don't think he'd be mad at all. He'd be like, all right,
absolutely.
You know who cares? I got 4 TDs, bro, but at the end of the day, if you tell me Tucker has, 80 plus, and Jacoby get him like a nice little 60, Mayer get involved, he's like, all right, well, you use me as the assassin in the red zone. I'm cool with that.
Right.
But, I understand. Let me see. If it's a 1-game start, I want Hoyer. But if they're going to give AOC 4-5 weeks to see what he's got, then play him. 1-game start, man. I mean, I don't understand. Me personally, it's probably I just don't understand why people want Hoyer, because I don't understand what people's expectations are of the team. You know what I mean? It's like, and I love this team, bro, but I'm always going to keep it real, bro. Like, this ain't no Super Bowl team. You feel what I'm saying? Now, you make a move.
I think we start Hoyer 1 game, and I think you really cause a controversy, because I think he outplays Jimmy.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The reason he's going to outplay Jimmy is because he's got an arm. He can throw the ball 60 yards.
He's not lying.
And that's what's going to happen. You're going to see a couple of more of those Tucker balls, and now everybody's going to start woofing. Hey, at least Hoyer can sling that rock, and now all of a sudden Jimmy is third string. So, I mean, you really got a problem if you give Hoyer that 1 start, and Hoyer does what he's capable of. And that's the other thing. He knows where the ball's supposed to go and why a person can't get to it defensively based on the offensive scheme. This dude knows that offense in his sleep. So, I mean, you're not going to see Hoyer. So I get what you're saying, Randy, because you're absolutely right. If we want to actually win the game and be kind of sure, you're right. Put Hoyer in, because Hoyer is probably our best option to absolutely maintain and win the game with the least amount of mistakes that can be made at the position. And I'm going to give him his props on that, because, look, I was the first one. Hell, I got videos out there. I'm at the game woofing that I'm not staying if Hoyer is the starting quarterback. I got to leave the stadium. I end up going to the win because, I'm over here woofing that. So, look, I can admit when I'm wrong. I can admit when, hey, I'm in my feelings. And the fact and the truth of the matter is Hoyer probably is the best quarterback we got right now from that respect.
Just from what we know, but that's what I'm saying. It's the unknown. We don't know. We have no. I can't fully say that
I
because
want
I have
ALC, FYI. I
right
want
because
ALC.
I have no idea.
I don't want this one game thing. I don't want no controversy. I just want ALC for the rest of the season.
Because this is my thing. I can't fully say like, oh yeah, Brian is the best we have because I have no idea what O'Connell is. You feel what I'm saying? One game don't tell me what he is. You feel what I'm saying? He's still a rookie. He's still raw. So it's like, maybe he is trash. Maybe he's good. Who knows? You feel what I'm saying? Like, so we need to know. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because once you do that, then ultimately now we can move forward as a team. Because like we all are here saying, I don't think this is a playoff team. Now you win 10 games, you sneak in there, and okay, we'll see what happens. But 9 wins, that's where I put the ceiling. So at the end of the day, it's like, if O'Connell is just mid-tier, do you sit there and say like, all right, bro, like there's so many good quarterbacks going in that I'm going to draft one, and then y'all going to have a competition next year. O'Connell and the dude we draft next year, and then we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Like there's multiple routes we can go.
Well, to keep it 100, that's the Patriot way. I mean, let's keep it real. I mean, they did that at the time. You don't remember at the end of Tom's year, they started messing with Tom, man, and they was doing things like that, making Tom compete, and he was starting to get tired about a lot of the things that. So you can expect that anyways, and that's for every position, and it's also. Hey, I got to keep it 100. The other reason I like this and I like this approach is because it keeps that salary where those expectations don't go too far. Because now you got an expectation and you understand nobody's above the team. Nobody's above the team. And guess what? This dude behind you is ready for your pinky toe to fall off because he's right behind you. And it's time for him to step up. He don't care nothing about this money right now. He care about this team and getting the ring. So, all this, I want my money now because I'm a superstar. Good luck. Go have fun trying to get it because we got something else that we building.
Yeah.
I see everybody else comments, but go ahead, CT.
I was gonna say I gotta agree with Randy on that. If they're gonna throw O'Connell out there for one game and judge them all over again off of one more game. Like I'd rather not even see that. Just throw Hoyer out there, let Jimmy come back and let him get hurt again, and then maybe McDaniels will fucking learn.
But this is my thing, and this is why I think a lot of people may not understand my point of view of it is because I honestly think, and if you're a Josh McDaniels hater, once again, cover your ears. But I honestly think if they throw him out there, then it's like, all right, bro, this is your job to lose. It's on you. You know what I mean? Like, and that's where we're at. Like, you know what I mean? You have to win this. You have to win this game and win this job. And this is what I said after the Charger game when I reacted. I was like, okay, he didn't do enough to keep the job. You know what I mean? Like, now if he would have went out there and won the game and would have played without a little less turnovers, you'd be like, all right, bro, now we have an actual conversation to have. But he looked like a rookie at spot. So you're like, okay, you can see why they went back to Jimmy. But if he comes out here this game and he cuts down the turnovers, he throws a couple touchdown passes or is just efficient, you're going to be like, all right, now we have to have a conversation because the offense is moving. We're doing things, you know what I mean? And speaking of doing things, right, we're doing something big because we got the kid, right? The devil is, hey, bro, what's going on? The mad dog himself, man. What's going on with you, my boy, AK Afakasi? What's happening, man?
Oh, what up, AR?
The rundown.
Salute,
CT
salute.
and Ultimate, my guys. Salute, gang.
Salute,
I'm on the
Afakasi.
run at the moment, pulling up here errands, so I've only got a short window where I can pull up. But I thought I'd show you guys the love that you show me and the support. So what's good, gang?
Man, that's much love to you, brother, man. We just, we winded it down here, but we just, we really touching on the controversy at quarterback. You know what I mean? What we really want to see on Sunday. And, we have a good point coming here by Randy. He said, but, if it's a one-game start, what does that do for the development? What is your thoughts on that? Quick.
I got to be honest, man. In my time as a Raider fan, this would be close to, if not the most concerning our quarterback situation is looking. No matter what way you cook it or cut it, our veteran guy that we pegged to be the guy, he's out injured and he hasn't proven to solidify that role as much as what we would have hoped. Now
Right.
we're looking to peg our hopes on a journeyman quarterback who's been average at best,
Right.
or a 4th round guy who's, he had one start, but we can't expect too much from him. And he showed some good signs in preseason, but at the end of the day, those are our 2 options at the moment. And when I think about it, it's like I said, whatever way you want to cook it or cut it, we haven't really been in as much of a concerning situation for a long time. I mean, maybe even before the days of Pryor, Flynn, and friggin' Matt McGloin. I mean, our quarterback
We
situation
have
now
no
might be even
quarterback.
worse than that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Until proven otherwise. That's not so much a dig at O'Connell. He's a rookie.
No, you're not lying. You're not lying.
He needs time, and unfortunately, he might be thrust into a situation where it's like trial by fire.
Yep.
Right.
And Brian Hoyer, I've voiced it many times, and I'm not going to backtrack from that. Like I said before, if he starts 4 games, we'll be lucky to win 1. However, he did show some positive signs coming in, and he might be the better of the 2 options, being a veteran presence, and at least he has an understanding of the scheme, and Matt be able to prove me and a few of the other doubters, yourself, Ultimate. I heard you making some comments too. Hopefully he can prove us wrong. But yeah, it's like I said, this isn't good, man.
You're not lying. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not a dig at all because you're completely right. You know what I mean? We have a lot of unknowns right now, and this is the most unsure we've been at this position for a very long time. You know what I mean? So you can either look at it in a positive way and say, well, maybe, that's like I said, there's a chance you roll the dice and we hit on something. You know what I mean? This is the first time in a long time we've been in that position, or you can be like, well, shit. If you don't hit on that, then you're down in the dumps for a minute. You know what I mean? So I think we all want to see the kid, but it's just that unknown, and we want to see him do well. You know what I mean? That's what we want.
Right.
And I really hope he wins this game. That way he does get those 2-3 weeks of playing time and stuff like that, and maybe even just 1 more week, because I would love to see O'Connell play back-to-back games to compare and look at and everything like that. I really think that would be good for us as content creators and fans and everything like that, and to really give him maybe I say 3 weeks. Give him
he's a game away,
weeks,
gentlemen. He's a game away. Look, listen to what I'm going to say when it comes to Aiden O'Connell. Even with this offensive line, as long as we can stay healthy enough and get him on a run with these next 3 games that we should win, 4 games minus the Lions, right? I'm telling you, this kid can catch on fire, and we might have something. I've seen the things that I like to see in a quarterback. Again, look, I like to think that I have a little bit of credentials here. Yes, I'm throwing my weight around. My quarterback in junior college, Tony Banks, drafted in the 3rd round by the Rams from the Michigan State. That was my first quarterback as far as seeing a real quarterback. I think I like to know quarterbacks. I played against Sarkisian, Witt, T. Banks. Right? There's a lot of quarterbacks that I've seen, and I'm letting y'all know that I've seen some sparks with the kid. I'm not saying they're going to come to fruition because, again, we don't have an offensive line that can hold up that might give him completely that shot, right? To really give him the confidence to really throw the ball. But he's got the ability. And if he gets a chance, I'm telling you right now, man, and we all rally behind him, we got something brewing. I'm just letting you know.
It would be
your credentials definitely beat mine. I mean, I'm the Australian Madden 2014 connected franchise champion, so that's the thing.
Hey man,
nevertheless, your point is just as valued as mine.
You feel me? There we go.
No, yours definitely trumps mine, my friend.
Hey man, but I think what Randy's saying embodies what we all think, man. I mean, we all in because we haven't had a rookie since our last guy. So it's like, all right, well, we want to see somebody else. We want to see somebody, dare I say better. You know what I mean? So, here we are. But
Derek Carr went through a similar scenario. Remember his rookie year? He wasn't supposed to be the guy.
Schaub.
We drafted him in round 2. I mean, we brought in Matt Schaub to be the guy that year.
That's right.
And Matt Schaub for quite a while was actually one of the better quarterbacks in the league for the Texans team. Granted, a good Texans team. until he fell off, and then when he fell off, they didn't re-sign him. We signed him. We hoped he would be the guy, but it turned out real quickly. We found out in preseason that year that he just didn't have it, and actually Derek Carr, who played well in preseason,
Took over.
we ended up running with him, and the rest is history. So,
Yep.
you know, maybe possibly by hook or crook, hopefully, if Aiden O'Connell gets his chance, best case scenario, it turns out to be the same kind of deal, right?
Right. And Randy, you know, and I'm gonna go down the line. Let me ask all of you, willing to ride with AOC even if this means it's a lost season? Me personally, yeah. Because I mean, like I said, we're not a Super Bowl team. To me, we're not a Super Bowl team, but let's go down the line, man. So you know, Afakasi, what do you think?
Look, I don't even think reluctantly, I don't think we're a playoff team yet either. Maybe teetering on that 9-win kind of season. That for me is where I see us. Like I expected maybe around that 7-win region mark, but at the moment, I don't think we're in trial by fire. Let's just see what the kids got. Let's just see what not just him, but the kids got. Like, you know, Christopher Smith's another guy. Like our young cats, like just throw them in there. The season's a wash. The season's not a wash yet. We're 3-3. You know what I mean? So until we get to that point, I think that's when it's like, right, let's just roll with the kids, see what they can do. But if Brian Hoyer, as much as I've gotten onto him, like if he's the better option as that veteran presence to get us to maybe manage us to some wins, then whatever. But at the same time, like you're not going to have a better scenario than this week up against a very depleted and weak Bears team. For if we're going to run with the kid, then this is the best opportunity for him to find his feet against a very weak team. And oh crap, I just dropped my phone. On that note, I got to get going, gang. Thanks for having me on Rundown. Appreciate it.
Of course, man.
Salute, man. Thank you for stopping by.
Everybody subscribe to my man's right there, man. Everybody subscribe to him.
That's my channel down below. Just YouTube search that if you haven't. But most of the guys in the chat, like they already rock with me. But appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the flip side for sure. Hopefully,
yes, sir. All right, be safe out there, bro.
Great victory, right?
Yes, sir. Be safe out there, man.
Peace.
Take care.
Crazy. All right, CT, what about you, man? What you feel about that? You willing to roll with AOC if it means a lost season?
Honestly, right now, I'm gonna have to say yeah, because what we've seen from Jimmy, even if we have our starting quarterback, I mean, he's either not consistent or getting hurt, or he's just not getting the job done either way, you know. So Brian Hoyer, I was hoping AR would stay on for this, but like I said earlier, I don't think he can make it a full 4 quarters and then rest up and do it all over again the next week, and then rest up and do it all over again the next week. Like I honestly don't think he can do it, you know. So let's go with the kid. He's young, you know, he should be able to conform and conquer, you know, if he is who we think he is. And I really want him to I really want to win this Sunday, and I hope he starts and he gets the W for us. And it's a good win. It doesn't have to be a blowout, but it's a good win because I want him to get more time. I want him to get just a little bit more time. That way we can really see who and what he is.
Right. And I completely agree with you, man. And then last but not least, Turf, what's your thoughts on that, man? What do you think?
I think it's absolutely 100% time to take the training wheels off. I think it's the Aiden O'Connell show, ladies and gentlemen. Raider Nation. Yep. It's time to allow this young man to really embrace being the number one guy and seeing what he has to offer.
Yes, sir.
We have no quarterback. That, as we've all stated, we have no quarterback. It's the first time in nobody knows how long that we're not confident in at least somebody, even, you know, if they're a person that gets injured. And yes, that is a dig at Jimmy G. I'm sorry, Jimmy. You didn't come to play right. It's not there. Your arm is just not there, whether it be because your foot hasn't allowed you to, you know, be capable of pushing off, whichever the case may be. It's just not there. And everybody and their mother is lining up with 8 men or more in the box. It's no secret. Yeah. It's the biggest elephant in the room, and the only way you're going to get rid of that is by somebody that can actually throw the ball downfield.
Yep.
And it's just time to let the young buck go, let him start trying to salvage this relationship with the best wide receiver in the NFL and get him going so he can continue to be great regardless of the circumstances, because that's what's going to keep that man happy, just like it's going to keep everybody else happy on the offensive side of the ball if we just allow people to be great, because we have players that need to be great. Right? Josh Jacobs needs to be great. His season isn't done. His season is salvageable. He can still become the top rusher in the NFL this year. I know it's not something that is going to be easy to do, but can it be done? Absolutely, it can be done. So, I mean, hey, is the season kind of over from that respect? Yes. I mean, it's been over before it started. Let's be real. We don't have the pieces to compete with the top of the AFC, let alone just the NFL in general. So, hey, let's start taking our licks right now. Let's build this team right now.
And I completely agree with you, my brother. And on that note, man, we're going to go ahead and end it off here. I want to give you guys an opportunity to go ahead and shout out your channels, man. Shout out everything you guys got going on, man. I'm going to start with you, CT, man. Go ahead and shout out everything you got going on, man.
CT Dinero, Real Men Are Raiders, Instagram and YouTube. Brand new channel, so I don't got a lot of subscribers right now, but I am up and coming. I got these great people that I'm working with. We motivate each other every day. We talk every day, and we're that real Raider gang talk. We keep it real, no matter if you like it or not. We disagree with each other sometimes. We make fun of each other sometimes, but at the end of the day, it's Raider Nation for life. So. Like I said, CT Dinero, Real Men Are Raiders, YouTube and Instagram, and I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much.
Oh, man, you already know, man. Turf, go ahead and shout out everything you got going on.
Yes, sir. The Ultimate Raider Fan 32. That's for all of them, right? YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. My actual website for merchandise is theultimateraiderfan.com. I really put my channel up, and I like to make sure that people understand why my channel is up. And that's as far as the YouTube channel specifically. That channel is put up so that I can try to purchase tickets and give them away to less fortunate fans in the Raider Stadium for Raider fans. We all know we got a problem with home field advantage right now. I can assure you, once this channel starts rolling in, which I know it will, we have a network that's unmatchable, ladies and gentlemen. So please believe it. It's about to come, and you're going to see the stadium filled. I'm doing my part because I'm not going to sit every week and watch that. So that's what I'm about, ladies and gentlemen. Is Raider Nation for life till the casket drops, and hey, let's get it popping.
Man, and we definitely gonna come together after the game on Sunday. We're gonna talk in the group chat and all that. But hopefully, let's get another live in on somebody's channel, whatever after the game. Let's get to talking and get it popping. So y'all heard it here, man. Y'all already know. Subscribe to my homies right here, man. Y'all know they got real Raider content. If I'm not gonna tell y'all nothing less, subscribe to nobody else. You know what I mean?
Our network game is crazy. For
you
real.
feel what I'm saying?
We worldwide with it.
If I recommend my brothers, man, then that means you're gonna get some real Raider content. So once again, subscribe to them. Subscribe, hit the like button to this channel. You already know, and over here we keep it authentic from the clouds.
Hey, Rundown, appreciate you again, man.
Appreciate you, Rundown.
You already know.
Hey, Turf, man, thank you very much for dropping by.
Appreciate you, CT Dinero. Absolutely.
Hell yeah, man. I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you guys again.
Great night.
I need a bad bitch with an accent, serving in peace, still taxing. Just got tapped for the young cash app, moonwalking like a young Mike Jackson. Yeah, shots to the head, ride clean and still fuck feds. Realest nigga and it's on my kids, so who the fuck gon' wanna test me, bitch?